What if the sweeteners you use every day, the ones you thought were safe, were actually making your diabetes worse? What if they were secretly raising your blood sugar, damaging your organs, and increasing your risk of serious complications? The truth is shocking, and today, we are exposing it all. Welcome to Health Hub, your trusted source for science-backed health tips. If you want to take control of your blood sugar and live a healthier life, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, so you never miss a video. Today, we are revealing the top 10 worst sweeteners for diabetics, ranked from least to most harmful. Some of these sweeteners are in products labeled as sugar-free or natural, but don't be fooled. We will break down exactly why they are dangerous, what medical research says about them, and what you should be using instead. This is one video every diabetic needs to see, because avoiding these sweeteners can mean the difference between good health and serious complications. Let's get started. But first we talk about the potential dangers of the sweeteners for diabetics. Dangers of sweeteners for diabetics. For decades, we've been told that cutting back on sugar is the best way to manage diabetes. But what most people don't realize is that many sugar substitutes are just as harmful, and in some cases, even worse. Here's why. 1. Sweeteners trick your body. Artificial sweeteners and sugar substitutes taste sweet, but they do not provide real energy like natural carbohydrates do. This confuses your brain and your metabolism. A study published in Cell Metabolism found that artificial sweeteners can cause your body to release insulin, even when there is no real sugar present. This creates a dangerous cycle that worsens insulin resistance over time. 2. Hidden blood sugar spikes. Many sweeteners are marketed as low glycemic index or diabetes-friendly. But here's what food companies don't tell you: even some natural sweeteners, like coconut sugar, still spike blood sugar levels. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that certain natural sweeteners cause a slower, but still significant, rise in blood glucose levels. That means diabetics who use these substitutes thinking they are safe are still harming their blood sugar control. 3. Damage to gut health. Did you know that artificial sweeteners can damage the healthy bacteria in your gut? A major study published in Nature found that common sugar substitutes like Sucralose and Aspartame disrupt gut microbiota, leading to higher blood sugar levels and increased inflammation. Poor gut health is linked to insulin resistance, weight gain, and even higher risks of type 2 diabetes complications. 4. Increased cravings and overeating. Here's another shocking fact: artificial sweeteners actually make you hungrier. Studies have shown that when you consume zero-calorie sweeteners, your brain expects calories that never come. This leads to stronger cravings, overeating, and weight gain, all of which make diabetes harder to control. 5. Long-term health risks. Sweeteners like high-fructose corn syrup, artificial blends, and even brown sugar have been linked to serious long-term health conditions, including 1. Liver disease, due to excessive fructose overload. 2. Heart disease, by increasing cholesterol and triglycerides. 3. Obesity, by promoting insulin resistance and fat storage. 4. Alzheimer's disease, with studies showing sugar can affect brain function over time. Now let's get straight into the list. Top 10 worst sweeteners for diabetics. Number 10, Sorbitol, the sneaky sugar-free sweetener. Coming in at number 10, we have Sorbitol, a sugar alcohol that hides in sugar-free gums, mints, candies, and even diabetic-friendly snacks. But don't let the sugar-free label fool you. Sorbitol is far from harmless. Unlike regular sugar, Sorbitol is absorbed more slowly, meaning it doesn't spike blood sugar as fast. That sounds good, right? Not so fast? Sorbitol is notorious for causing severe bloating, diarrhea, and stomach pain, especially in people with diabetes, who are already more prone to digestive issues. And here's something even more concerning: sorbitol still raises blood sugar despite being labeled as a sugar-free alternative. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that sugar alcohols like sorbitol can still trigger an insulin response, making it a risky choice for diabetics. And here's a pro tip: if you see sugar alcohols listed on a food label, always check which type it is. Some are safer than others. Sorbitol. Not one of them. Number 9, Maltodextrin, the hidden blood sugar spiker. Next up at number 9 is Maltodextrin, a sneaky sweetener that hides in everything from protein powders to sugar-free dressings. And guess what? It has a higher glycemic index than sugar itself. Maltodextrin has a glycemic index of 110 to 136, far higher than regular sugar, which sits at 65. That means it can spike your blood sugar faster than pure glucose. And it doesn't stop there? Studies show Maltodextrin destroys good gut bacteria, leading to insulin resistance and increased sugar cravings. That's a disaster for diabetics. Instead of maltodextrin, look for psyllium husk or allulose as a blood sugar-friendly alternative. Number 8, Aspartame, the diet sweetener that's not your friend. Aspartame is one of the most common artificial sweeteners, found in diet sodas, sugar-free yogurts, and even diabetic protein bars. But studies show that aspartame may actually lead to insulin resistance, the very thing diabetics are trying to avoid. A study published in the journal Nature found that aspartame can trick your brain into craving more sugar, leading to weight gain and worsening diabetes control. If you're drinking diet soda to avoid sugar, you might actually be making things worse. Number 7, Sucralose, Splenda's dirty little secret. You've probably heard that Sucralose, sold as Splenda, is diabetic friendly. But here's what they don't tell you: Sucralose has been shown to reduce insulin sensitivity by up to 23%. One study published in Diabetes Care found that just one dose of Sucralose caused insulin levels to spike by 20% in overweight people. Instead of Sucralose, try monk fruit or stevia for a truly natural alternative. Number 6, Agave syrup, the healthy sweetener that's worse than sugar. Agave syrup is marketed as a low glycemic natural sweetener. But what they don't tell you is that it's made up to 90% fructose, making it even worse than table sugar. Studies show that fructose is directly linked to fatty liver disease and insulin resistance, two major risks for diabetics. Instead of agave, choose raw honey or pure stevia in moderation. Number 5, high-fructose corn syrup, the diabetes time bomb. If there's one sweetener that has single-handedly fueled the diabetes epidemic, it's high-fructose corn syrup, HFCS. This artificial liquid sweetener is found in everything from sodas to cereals, ketchup, and even so-called healthy granola bars. So, why is HFCS so dangerous for diabetics? Let's break it down. The science behind HFCS and diabetes. HFCS is not the same as regular sugar. Unlike table sugar, which is a balanced mix of glucose and fructose, HFCS is up to 90% fructose. This makes it incredibly dangerous because fructose overloads the liver. Unlike glucose, fructose is processed in the liver, where it gets converted into fat. Over time, this leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition that worsens insulin resistance. It triggers insulin resistance. Multiple studies show that high fructose intake reduces insulin sensitivity in the body, leading to higher blood sugar levels over time. A 2024 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that excess fructose intake contributes to metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. HFCS promotes fat gain and inflammation. It has been linked to increased belly fat, chronic inflammation, and even higher risks of heart disease, which is already a major concern for diabetics. Where HFCS is hiding, even if you think you're avoiding it, HFCS is sneakily added to flavored yogurts, fruit juices, processed bread, salad dressings, sports drinks. Why it ranks number 5? HFCS is a major driver of diabetes, but it's ranked at number 5 because at least it's easy to avoid once you start reading food labels. But what comes next? That's where things get even trickier. Number 4, coconut sugar, natural. Yes. Safe. No. Coconut sugar is often marketed as a healthy alternative to regular sugar, but don't let the name fool you, it's still sugar. Why coconut sugar is bad for diabetics? High in fructose. While coconut sugar contains some fiber and minerals, it's still about 70 to 80% sucrose, which is just another form of sugar. That means almost half of it is fructose, the same dangerous sugar found in HFCS. It still spikes blood sugar. Even though it has a lower glycemic index than white sugar, it still raises blood glucose levels significantly. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that the glycemic response of coconut sugar is still high enough to impact diabetics negatively. Why it ranks number 4? It's ranked higher than HFCS because many diabetics mistakenly believe it's a healthy choice. But in reality, it's just another hidden sugar bomb. Number 3, brown sugar, it's still sugar. Many people assume brown sugar is healthier than white sugar. After all, it looks more natural, right? Wrong. What is brown sugar? It's just white sugar mixed with molasses. Nutritionally, it's nearly identical to regular sugar. Why it's bad for diabetics? Spikes blood sugar just like white sugar. Whether it's brown, white, or raw sugar, it all breaks down into glucose and enters the bloodstream quickly. Leads to insulin resistance. A study published in Diabetes Care confirmed that regular sugar intake contributes to insulin resistance and higher diabetes risk. Why it ranks number 3? Brown sugar tricks people into thinking it's natural, but in reality, it's just sugar in disguise. Number 2, artificial sweetener blends, the hidden killer in sugar-free products. Many sugar-free products contain artificial sweetener blends, mixing multiple sweeteners to create a more addictive taste. Why they're worse than individual sweeteners? Hidden ingredients. Companies use a mix of sucralose, aspartame, and acesulfame K, all linked to gut issues, insulin spikes, and long-term metabolic damage. Studies show they increase diabetes risk. A 2023 review in Nature Reviews Endocrinology found that artificial sweeteners disrupt gut bacteria, which worsens blood sugar control. Why it ranks number 2? These blends are worse than single sweeteners because they are harder to identify and more damaging when combined. Remember, if you found this helpful, like, share and write your thoughts in the comment of this video and subscribe to Health Hub. Number 1, white sugar, the ultimate diabetes enemy. And finally, at the top of our list, white sugar, the ultimate villain. Why white sugar is the worst? Causes immediate blood sugar spikes. The glycemic index of sugar is a staggering 65, meaning it causes rapid glucose spikes. Linked to type 2 diabetes. A 2021 study in The Lancet confirmed that excess sugar consumption directly increases diabetes risk. Contributes to obesity and heart disease. Sugar not only causes diabetes but also leads to weight gain, fatty liver, and even Alzheimer's. Why it ranks number 1? White sugar is the single biggest driver of diabetes, and it's the hardest to avoid. Potential alternatives to these sweeteners. Now that we know how dangerous some sweeteners can be, the question is, what should diabetics use instead? Here are some healthier, science-backed alternatives that won't send your blood sugar soaring. 1. Stevia. Why it's safe? Stevia is a plant-based sweetener that has zero impact on blood sugar levels. A study published in Diabetes Care found that stevia can actually improve insulin sensitivity. It can be used in coffee, tea, baking, and even cooking. Look for pure stevia instead of brands mixed with artificial sweeteners. It contains antioxidants that help reduce inflammation. Great for sweetening drinks, baking, and making homemade sauces. 3. Erythritol. With caution why it's safe. Erythritol is a sugar alcohol that does not raise blood sugar levels. It passes through the body without being digested, making it one of the safest sugar alcohols. Warning: some people experience mild digestive discomfort, so start with small amounts. 4. Allulose. Why it's safe. Allulose is a rare sugar that does not spike blood glucose. Research in Nutrients Journal found that allulose may even lower blood sugar levels. It has a taste and texture similar to sugar, making it a great alternative for baking. Now you know the truth. Many sweeteners, even the ones marketed as natural or sugar-free, can still harm diabetics. But the good news is that you have the power to make better choices. Avoiding harmful sweeteners and switching to healthier, science-backed alternatives can help you control your blood sugar, reduce insulin resistance, and improve your overall health. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Health Hub for more expert-backed health tips.